Joy. Black joy.
We come from people that passed on joy.
What's a manifestation of radical black joy to you?
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Radical. A whole change. A whole change. I mean a whole change, a whole transformation. A butterfly transformation.
So we want to bring back black. We want to bring black back. We want to bring ancient thoughts to present thinkers so future generations can be healed within one moment. Time stands still or ceases to exist, but then a minute by man's standards is a mere blink in the master's eye. Or who can master time? Who can move mountains? Who can make music that makes motions that move us forward to bring us back? Yeah, we want that black back. We want that good news, that renews, that old time religion. It was good for my ancestors, so it's sure enough good enough for me. That take us back, that take us back, that back bent spinal spiral, a cosmic swirling, a whirling dervish twirling, a double helix like dance of sacred energy, molecular memory. Oh, this is music's beginning, the magic of mourning, recalling ancestral tones that make you remember things you never even knew you knowed. Oh no.
Black people are butterflies.
Fly, spread your wings. Black butterfly.
Peace and love, everybody. My name is Chen. I'm an MC, songwriter, and educator all the way from Pittsburgh, PA.
Hey, yo, my name is Asante Amin, a multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer from the musical Mecca, the city of New Orleans.
Yes, sir. And together, we are the Soul Science Lab.
That's right.
We're a music and multimedia production company that exists at the intersection of music, history, culture, and technology.
I mean, to put it really simply, we're innovative Afro
Futuristic griots.
Make a joyful noise in the morning while I'm yawning. A joyful noise in the morning, keep the blessings coming. A joyful noise in the morning while I'm yawning. A joyful noise in the morning, keep the blessings coming. A joyful noise in the morning while I'm yawning. A joyful noise in the morning, keep the blessings coming. A joyful noise in the morning while I'm yawning. A joyful noise in the morning, keep the blessings coming.
Soul Science Lab has a creative aesthetic. Make a Joyful Noize and the way it's manifested in the world is the evolution of our creative aesthetic and our creative process. And so we just started to begin to think about, well, what does it look like to do a fully immersive visual installation, music performance that's like a musical at the same time. This happened and we couldn't do a live show. We pivoted to saying, oh, it's a visual album.
Yeah.
It has those components, but it's even more immersive. It's even more story driven.
Yep.
And it pulls people into the music even more.
No other choice. We got no other choice. Trying to play us down. They're trying to play us down. Never keep us down. Keep us down. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. No other choice. No other choice. Trying to
I think our vision for the project was actually limited because this project was initially supposed to culminate with a live performance at Carnegie Hall that included some original songs and a visual installation. We actually got to give thanks for the pandemic in a really ironic sense. It forced us to reevaluate how we could create, manifest, deploy this project, that it was actually much bigger than just a performance. We had to create something that could outlive us, that could be around, that people could experience whether we were there or not, and help other people just interrogate and analyze the power of Black joy.
These days I feel so free. These days I don't mind being me. These days I feel so free.
So much of the art and artistic journey I know I have been on as a creative, was so much connected to the oppression of black people, so much connected to the difficulties and the struggle. A lot of our art as a people and as a community finds its way moving in that direction because that's our experience. But when this opportunity to discuss joy came up, it was thrilling. It was exciting to be able to intentionally like create around joy was fascinating for me, and I needed it for my own personal healing and well-being, for my own mental health, and I didn't realize how much I needed it, until we really started digging into this.
Make a Joyful Noize saved our lives.
Oh my goodness.
Saved my life, because even the metaphor, the butterfly, that idea came to us during the pandemic. In order to survive, we had to choose joy.
Lord willing, Lord willing, Lord willing, Lord willing.
Joy as a tool, as a function is so, it's like one of the weapons that I think black people have used for so long, you know what I mean? It's like one of those undefinable things that it's like, how can you be singing right now? How can you be dancing right now?
We maintain joy through family, through friends, through music, through faith, through a deep faith, through knowing through knowing and believing without really knowing, if that makes any sense.
But I think the ultimate creativity came from our ancestors, who decided, despite the conditions that they were in, that they were going to create another generation, and they were going to instill in that generation joy.
I know that I am because my faith tells me that if I do this and I keep going, that there's something better for me on the other side.
We have jazz funerals, and when people pass away, we have these second lines of jazz funerals where we mourn, but we celebrate that person's life, because that person is living everlasting. That person is in a joyful state of spirit and mind. And so, being from this culture, you cannot avoid the joy that we have, because we represent everlasting life. We represent perseverance and the progress that we make.
We are made in the image of the Most High. Our powers endless. Look inside, there are no limits. You will find your way. We are made in the image of the Most High. Our powers endless. Look inside, there are no limits.
Must be careful about the words you use, or the words you allow to be used in your house.
Nobody loves the butterfly when it's a caterpillar. The caterpillar is like a threat. The caterpillar is eating your crops in your garden. You want to get rid of the caterpillar. But as soon as that caterpillar transforms, goes through the struggle of surviving, and then, going inward, loving itself, shielding itself, protecting itself, and cocooning, and then metamorphs into a butterfly. The whole world is joyful. Butterflies bring nothing but joy, and black people are butterflies.
Black joy means to me is, my people, my ancestors, they have struggled. They have gone through so many issues and setbacks and pain, but they always turn their pain into purpose.
One of my homies got a series of poems called How Can Black People Write About Flowers at a Time Like This? And he's a poet. So these paintings behind me were a riff of that called How Can Black People Paint Flowers at a Time Like This? And it's kind of like this idea of how is joy even possible, you know what I mean, in the conditions, but yet the joy was always there, you know what I mean? The joy was always with us. And to me, that's like that's like a superpower, you know what I mean? It's like a magical trait almost.
You must be careful about the words you use, or the words you allow to be used in your house.
Flowers that started off in the womb may never see the sun enough to summon they full bloom. Cause maybe where we farm in the gardens are really tombs. The soil is full of poison, we working with broken tools. But yo, even though they trample our land with they feet, they never thought a rose would ever grow in the concrete. They uproot and shoot us and waste our petals in the street. The blood of the crucified shall rise to set us free.
Flowers wither in the wintertime. Life and death are near but separated by the thinnest line. Wasting precious time, so obsessed with the finish line. Rebirth is guaranteed after you finish dying, after you finish.
Withering flowers, withering flowers, withering flowers, withering flowers, withering flowers. Hey.
Black joy is the celebration, the elation, the emotion that you feel after having been hurt, after having been deprived, after having been beaten, stolen, after having your entire life, lineage, culture disrupted. Even with that, still being able to manifest some of the most profound, some of the most powerful, some of the most creative art, intellect, invention, contributions to the planet.
Black joy it's an infrastructure. Black joy is a megalith. Black joy for me is a technology. It's a vehicle through which we can transform our lives. Black joy is a means through which we perform magic tricks. Spiritual magic tricks. Black joy is a weapon in the face of oppression.
We should all be constantly bitter. We should have been passed on, I mean, if you look at the books, we should have been passing on bitterness, but we passed on joy. You know what I mean? That's so wild that we come from people that passed on joy.
Some people did pass on bitterness.
True.
And it made me think about how when you're confronted with adversity, we all have a decision we can make. You don't have to respond to adversity in the way you're expected to. You don't have to be bitter about it. And so, of course, that might seem counterintuitive. It may seem intuitive to meet adversity just with struggle and with condescension and pessimism, but that won't transform the situation. And so what Black people have been called to do in our lowliest of states is be alchemists, right? Because in the face of having nothing to transform your situation, all you have is spiritual power and spiritual energy. And how do you harness that energy? Through joy.
The fact that we're still here, we survived, you know what I mean, as a race, as a group, you know what I mean? That's a testament to like our alchemy, you know what I mean? Our ability to transform these things. And I think joy is like that main combination or that main end result of our alchemy. You know what I mean? That you gave us all this pain, or like Jay-Z said, that same dude you gave nothing, I made something. You know what I mean? It's like, or Juvenile who said, you know what it means to turn nothing into something. You know what I mean? So it's like that idea that in the process of us taking nothing and turning it into something, the end result is always something that gives us joy.
I can talk freely, I can walk freely, I can do whatever I want free, just like this, being free. But they won't let you be free, you know. They won't let you be free.
So when I first think of the word joy and just responding to it as a word, this feeling of being light, you know what I mean? I think there's so many things that weigh us down, that make you feel heavy. And then when I think of joy, I just think about just being light, you know what I mean? Floating almost, you know what I mean? Like not allowing the things that can weigh you down, get you down.
Take a breath, meditate, visualize, elevate, write it down, set it straight, visualize, elevate. Told it 5 or 6 times, you better free your mind. Yeah, free your mind. I told it 5 or 6 times, you better free your mind.
Right, you won't find life in them gray skies and them dark nights. When them white nights and them cold lights gon' roll dice in your whole life. Fight or flight, it's a firefight. This is terrorism and terabytes. This zeitgeist is a poltergeist with current sands from a past life. And we skin trap, no love crab. For the Rona, we wore the mask. Stop tears with a warm laugh. But there's other suns for chosen cast. And there's brighter days in that sunlight. Joy to be is our birthright. Free your mind, find your sublime, and know we gon' be alright.
Free your mind, catch your flow, close your eyes, free your soul.
the Make A Joyful Noize curriculum is we wanted to scaffold a way to get in touch with your purpose and to surface, you know, ways and methods in order to envision a better reality for yourself and how that concept intertwines with the artist's journey. The concepts we're scaffolding, they come from songs in the Make A Joyful Noize show.
Yep.
And so we're illustrating and highlighting how the songs were created, the thought process, and what the studio flow is. So it's like we've talked about that a little bit today, but we go in depth in this curriculum, and I think it's the kind of thing that children are gonna love.
Right.
But we actually feel like anybody who loves learning about music, who's a lifelong student, will appreciate and want to check out what the Make A Joyful Noize curriculum has to offer.
Act, find the defendant guilty.
And Black Joy really, it is that community aspect. It's that thing we generate when we come together, you know, and you see it in any dynamic of Black folk with good intentions. When they get up with each other, you just see Black joy. It's the thing we feel that we resonate on when we're allowed, when we affirm and assert ourselves to be unapologetically, authentically who we are. Black joy is when we just show, is how we show up in this world.
Yep.
I feel like so much of what we do is like Black creatives, and just being tapped into who we are as people, you can kind of get confined into just talking about oppression, talking about fighting, talking about the struggle. And of course, we know that's an aspect to what we do, but we wanted to talk about the joy of resistance.
And that is a really beautiful feeling to see and to come into a place with so many Black people coming in droves, by the hundreds, by thousands of people coming in with that same walk, with their heads up. It's something about seeing that image juxtaposed to somebody who's so beat down that their head is down the whole time.
And it's important that we create spaces and places where we can be ourselves. Because when we're ourselves, we give birth to pyramids, and we give birth to things that transform and impact the world. That's the crazy thing about Black joy. Like, if you let Black folk, when Black people are in a space and a place and they can be, and they can be healthy, we produce and create things that positively impact life for humanity.
Right. But think about what we've done in unhealthy spaces, living in unhealthy ways, living in unhealthy conditions. Like you said, we've done things and contributed things to the world that transcend humanity. Quite frankly, you know, some of the contributions that our ancestors have made to this world under duress, you know, under all these unfathomable conditions, we end up giving the world magic.
Tapping into your inner Negro spirit.
Yeah, hear yourself.
So you can hear it?
Yeah. I'm doing that too. Yo, the bass part can start playing on this.
He lost his mind.
He did what he does.
Same place, please, Gary.
Don't you let up, gotta get up, keep your head up. Don't you let up, gotta get up, keep your head up high. Don't you let up, gotta get up, keep your head up. Don't you let up, gotta get up, keep your head up.
I come from a city of survivors. When there's so much going on around me, I came up to stay focused. That's all my mom ever told me. Stay focused, stay 2 steps ahead. Yes, all of this is going on, but you have a goal. You have a point you need to reach. I don't have time to dwell on it. Like, I know it's gonna pass. I know greater things are ahead. And I know I have to keep moving through whatever.
We behind enemy lines. So you behind enemy lines, you don't go out in the open and say, yo, I'm ready to fight y'all. No, you gotta do it quietly. You gotta do it in the woods. You gotta do it secretly. You gotta do it this way, that way, any way that they're not looking at.
Nothing is one-sided. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is forever. You know, so even our struggles as Black people, we haven't experienced anything while we didn't come out dancing or singing, or, you know?
It becomes bigger than us at a certain point, so we know we have to maintain so the people around us can continue to maintain and continue to thrive and not dwell on the world and what's happening in the world.
We're artists, all of us. That's how I do it. That's how I put the joy into everything, just like remembering, oh, I can express it this way, or, you know, just go ahead and move something. That's it. That's it.
I'm here to spread the word that New Orleans may know misery, but the pain isn't bigger than community. New Orleans is essential to our health. New Orleans is Africa and America. Be with her in the summer and you will learn that your health is your wealth. With sweat and shade, crawfish and spades, gunshots and stolen bikes, and huckabucks instead of water with ice. New Orleans and I are a lot alike. Both aliens to our country, unfamiliar season, visions of lovers screaming the love that we give most dream to see. Sometimes called magicians or witches because healing ourselves is what we do, while folks condemn and dismiss us.
Now, during our time together, we learned that artists should always envision what's possible for a better world and express that in their art. We've imagined what's possible through music. There's so much joy in imagining the possibilities. Now, we want to invite you to think about the song you want the world to sing. What changes do you want to envision in your ideal world? This reminds me of a song we're working on called Victory.
True.
Now, this song is like our mission statement and vision for the future. In fact, let's make a song about the victory of achieving the change you want to see. It's time to make your mission statement your reality. It's time to make a joyful noise.
Hey, bro, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yes, sir.
We've been fighting for too damn long. You can't crush us, we're too damn strong. I see victory in my future. I see victory in my future. We've been fighting for too damn long. You can't crush us, we're too damn strong. I see victory in my future. I see victory in my future. I've been struggling for a reason, but it's my time and it's my season. Right now, right now. I've been struggling for a reason, but it's my time and it's my season. Right now, right now. I've been struggling for a reason, but it's my time and it's my season. Right now, right now. I've been struggling for a reason.
Where I come from, forms are born in a nothingness so divine. It encompasses everything here. Spirit speaks from the deep, and women see with 16 eyes here. Everything has an answer. Love, bring back love. Bring black love. Bring back black love. Bring back black love. No matter the question, love. No matter the time, love. No matter the question, love. No matter the time, love. No matter the question, love. No matter the time, love. No matter the question, love. No matter the time, it's love.
Fresh yellow summer dress, silky black elegance, beauty in her body, match spirit and intelligence. 4 elements all in one radiance. Sunflower shower from the west of the continent. Like ingredients of gourmet deliciousness. Love brought us light, made life so limitless. There's something about it when you got it and you in it. You forget it was a feeling violated and forbidden black. Love is the reason that we living. Seed of our humanity, the root of the beginning. Union of the universe, nothing more appealing. Make it work, give it birth, gotta let it be your healing. Ain't never easy, but you gotta give it freely. Key to being free and the freedom we in need of. Don't ever let them say it ain't a thing. Yeah, love's universal, black love is supreme black.
I would give to the city is people's ability to see the beauty in themselves, to not have to feel affirmed by any outside source, but to understand and to see the beauty, the flyness, the dopeness in themselves without having to have the affirmation from other people, but to know that you come from this stock that is just ancient and beautiful and knowledgeable. You are a part of that lineage.
Seeing my son, you know, I have a son, he's 3, and going through the process of, you know, my girl got pregnant and my lady got pregnant. She had to, you know, endure everything with her body transforming, and this human being is just like creating itself in her body and being there for her. And when my son came out of the womb and cut the umbilical cord, that brought me joy. My mom was there. My mom was so happy to see us together and see that, and for her to be alive, because my dad is not living, so my dad didn't see him, but my dad's spirit is here, and my dad's spirit lives through me and my son and everyone he's touched. And so it brought her joy to see that, my baby boy has a son, now I have another grandson, and when I see him develop at every step he makes, and every day I wake up, just to see him running around saying, Daddy, that just brings me joy, and it represents that love too, you know what I mean?
You know, a New Orleans second line, or procession as some people might experience it. From the outside eye, looks like, oh, a group of joyous black folk just parading through the streets. We know that to be a lot more nuanced, complicated, and intentional, right? So we know that what they see as a group of joyous people might be a group of people that are like this, like it is laughing to keep from crying, really. And that I've begun to call those things, like a second line to me is a radical act of self-care. It is the way that we're in community with each other. It's a way that we see each other's humanity. It is the way that we show up and that we are at our best. We are at our best as we are really moving through our worst.
I don't know why we're still sometimes so wrapped up in like these romanticized versions of love, but love is work, you know? So for us, it's like, it's work every day. It's our occupation. Mm-hmm. Like, we do things together. Whatever we do, we're like, putting our love is in it. Our purpose is in it. Our mission is in it. So like, that's a huge representation of love. We don't have to be the mirrors of the rom-coms, you know? We just have a different thing to remind the world of, and I think that we do that.
Growing up to see a man in the kitchen, and my dad in the kitchen is cooking all the time, and that brought him joy. He made the most tasteful and tasty and delicious gumbo. Everyone wanted his gumbo. And it's amazing to see my son and see myself in my son, because I love to cook, because I saw my dad cooking all the time. And when I'm putting everything together, different flavors and spices, spontaneously together, and it's just like, you eat it, it's like, ooh, ooh. And it brings me joy. And then to feed my son and my family brings me joy, especially when they love the food that I cook.
It's an ancient type of love, it's deep, So, and I feel like we give it off so effortlessly to where at times we might not even notice it because we're such in the zone of it. But yeah, it's ancient type of love. Goes back to before we was calling each other black. So.
How long you been working on this project?
Since 2019.
Okay.
Since 2019, and God is the best of plan. It was supposed to come out in 2020, but the universe, God had another thing in mind, so it's even better, it's even doper right now, and it's a blessing to be in the studio with people I love and enjoy who are ultra talented. So we out here, y'all know the vibes, you heard me? Soul Science for the 2021, you heard me? We taking over, you dig? Holla at your boy. What's up?
Hey, butterfly. That's nice.
You can fly so high, heights you've never seen. You are so divine when you spread your wings. You can fly so high, heights you've never seen. You are so divine when you spread your wings. You can fly so high, heights you've never seen. You are so divine when you spread your wings.
The butterfly just came to us as like a revelation one day.
Yeah.
And when it came, it was perfect. It was like a light bulb moment. And God uses nature to teach humans about the life we lead and just the process of evolution and transformation. And we said, boom, we was like, there it is.
That's it. We've been talking about alignment a lot, but when the butterfly came to us, the life cycle of a butterfly actually mapped perfectly on to these chapters that we had already constructed.
You have to remember, as much as possible, that you have the magic, that you've been blessed with it, gifted with the sauce, and to share the sauce.
It's funny you asked me about Black Girl Magic. I remember when I first saw the hashtag Black Girl Magic, I was really like, whoa. Let me look at, and then you start seeing other things like, melanated magic and Black Girl Magic and Black Boy Joy. And what I realized as I was looking at that is that you were seeing something that was about naming the fact that we are manifesting this magic. We're not just saying it just because. It is about reclaiming something very special. It's about the reclamation of your blackness, your flyness, your dopeness, and the fact that every day we make magic out of things that people don't even know how we manage to do it.
Yeah, I would say it's a spirit, it's an essence that we embody effortlessly. From where our hair just grows and defies gravity to where we step in the room and it's like we demand attention, the way we persevere, the way we, just the way we move, the way we commune with each other, the way we speak. It's just an effortless energy that we've been blessed with, gifted with,
Black butterfly.
Yo, bro, like the music itself, like I remember us just being in the lab and just doing it and at first it wasn't Black Butterfly, it was that butterfly.
It was that.
And then, you were like, nah, Black Butterfly.
Yeah.
right? And that was it.
And then it was like, that is what it is.
That's what this is supposed to be. Shoot, in the studio, I remember, you know what I'm saying, you can fly so high, heights you never seen. What? You are so divine when you spread your wings. Like, those are the simplest words that are so profound.
You can fly so high, heights you've never seen. You are so divine when you spread your wings. You can fly so high, heights you've never seen. You are so divine when you spread your
have figured out a way to turn around. It's almost like Muhammad Ali calling himself the greatest, right? That a black man in that time could turn around, brand himself that, and get an entire world to refer to him, a black man, as the greatest.
So as an MC and a songwriter, I'm always inspired by the things I see around me, whether I'm traveling to a new place or just taking in my home environment. And before I heard Asante's beat for We Got That, I had traveled to Ghana and West Africa for the Year of the Return and to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I was immersed in a lot of great cultures, different languages, vibrant colors, great food, fly fashion, and music. So much good music. It was beautiful. By the time I heard the beat, it was easy to write something.
We got that blackness and that magic, black joy and that passion. Sun kiss, so sun rich with that footwork and that passion. Them wide lips and those thick hips, genius and that brilliance. Spirit so big lit, I watch stay on that trillion.
I got that earth, wind and fire, beignet, gumbo, jambalaya, grits and shrimp fresh out the fryer. Gold in my mouth, take you higher. This is that flash of the spirit like, oh yeah. Tapping the spirit like, oh yeah. This is a ritual, give birth to miracle. I get the rapping like, oh yeah. If you wanna take it, we can take it there. Gotta put the vibe in the atmosphere. Make it or break it, don't even care. We gon' make it fair, we take it there. Take it fair, we take it there. We gon' make it fair, we take it there.
And so again, Make a Joyful Noize for us, it's about telling our story, but it's about illuminating the stories of our community.
Yeah.
And illuminating the stories of those in our midst who maybe never get to tell their story, but they persevere. That was super important for me, to be able to go down like to New Orleans, but just go back to where I'm from and to capture that. And I'm so happy we did, because the world closed down right after Mardi Gras. Growing up, that was my template and my idea of black joy. Like Mardi Gras Indians, second line music, the colors, like that's black joy personified. So I was like, we can't talk about black joy. We can't talk about Make a Joyful Noize without going to see a second line and capturing that energy.
This is a global story. This is a story of the diaspora. This is a story that connects black people all over the world. You know, when you think about origins of joy, and I think about us going to New Orleans and us experiencing Mardi Gras, and you know, just feeling Congo Square, you know what I'm saying, feeling the Mardi Gras Indians, feeling the food, the flavors, the music. And what's so amazing too is, right before we went to Mardi Gras, I had just come back from the Year of the Return in Ghana.
True.
We saw this as like, this is about black joy around the planet.
Make a Joyful Noize is a concept, it's an idea, it's a vibration that unfolds its meaning to us every day.
Every day.
I don't know if there's an ultimate vision. At different points we get revelations and ideas about next steps and next stages and what's possible. We created something that people can utilize to make a joyful noise. And I actually feel like the meaning won't really even be revealed until we put it in the world's hands.